Tatiganeire na maodo mathe digemoririkana tai wakwa. What's up? Hey guys, what's up? Karibuni sana sana to my YouTube channel. It's STEPHOOO. If you're new here, welcome to the family and thank you so much for joining me. And foremost, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's just joined the family. We have a name for the family. Drum rolls. Friends. This is the Friends family. I was thinking of Team STEPHOOO. I don't know, STEPHOOO fam. Nothing was meeting until actually someone DM'd me and said I should call my family Friends because they're friends. You know what I mean, babes? So yeah, first of all, I thank you guys so much for the love and the support you guys have shown me. I'm the road to 2,000 subscribers and I'm so excited, and I believe hopefully by the end of this year we're going to be able to hit that mark. Second of all, I also want to welcome everybody, all of you, to this new segment. This is a new segment that I decided to start. It's called Asking for a Friend. Hashtag #STEPHOOO, where I asked you guys basically on my Instagram to show or to tell me your situations. I wanted you guys to spill out the motherfucking tea, be it school-wise, friendship-wise, relationship-wise, just genuinely the life situations that you are currently in. And then STEPHOOO, me, I will give you my 2 cents, which I don't necessarily think you care about, but anyways, it's my channel. So yeah, so we're also going to be doing my makeup. I'm going to be doing a very simple look today. Somebody has new hair. Who it is? So I'm going to tell you guys about this hair towards the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay loves, so the brows are done. As I've said, today we're doing a very simple look. So what we're going to be doing, I told you guys in my previous videos, and I've mentioned this on my Insta stories, this is the Juvia's Place Sahara Blush Volume 1 palette, and this is how it looks like that. So we're basically going to be using this for eyeshadow as well. So we're gonna start with this bright shade of orange. It's called Toby, and the good thing about the Juvia's Place palettes are the pigment, sweetie. They really be popping. First of all, you need to prime my lids. I almost forgot. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who was able to send me their, you know, life situations and everything. I really appreciate it, because then it's not every day. Actually, if I'm being honest, I didn't necessarily think people would actually send stuff until my friend Samantha, shout out to you, babes, she also has a YouTube channel, I'm gonna link it down below. Yeah, until my friend Samantha was like, imagine, just try and you'll see, because I didn't think people would be, you know, open to telling me stuff. But yo, a lot of people really told me like a lot of things, and I'm going to, so I actually got quite a number of responses. I was not gonna lie, yeah, I was a bit overwhelmed. I was like, whoo, overwhelmed, first of all by the responses that I got, and also by the number of responses that I got. Some responses, honestly, I'm not too sure, I don't even think I'll be able to cover all of them. I feel like I'm just gonna cover a few, because I also don't want my video to be hella long. And this is someone who does 41 minutes video. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much to the love. On the previous video, when I was editing it and I noticed it was 41 minutes, I was just like, oh shit, people even watch. But a lot of people were telling me how those 41 minutes went so long. It was because of that tea. That tea is the way it was. Sippity sip. Clink clink. So yeah. Okay, so now the concealer has been blended into my eyelids. You know, I just wanted a little bit. I'm going to tap into Toby. We're just gonna use 2 colors, I think, Toby and Zane. Toby is like a bright orange, and then Zane is a, do you see that? That is pigment, honey. So yeah, and that's the tea, babes, that's the tea. I like Toby because it's such a nice pretty orange. So yeah, that is essentially what we're going to be doing. So yeah, I was saying earlier how I was overwhelmed by some responses. Guys, you guys are going through a lot. I feel like everyone needs a hug. I feel like all of us everyone needs like a big hug, and I'm such a sucker for hugs, but I wish like I could virtual hug you, because there's some people who they really opened up to me and told me some very personal things that I also thought I probably wouldn't share here, and probably try give them my like love and like kindness in the DM. So yeah, but if you don't see your whatever, your your situation here, or if you don't hear it, then it's probably because I couldn't do all of them, or I felt like that one is a bit, it was a bit too personal. Yeah, but yeah, sharing is, what's the word? Sharing is, I can't remember. There's that saying for sharing is something, and a problem half told is a problem half solved. I'm not even sure. Anyway, so we're going to go next with Zayn. Zayn is this really bright pink. Although, okay, I feel like we're going to use Neo. I don't think I'm going for a pink look now. Neo is like a nice brown maroon, and we're just gonna pop that onto my lid. Okay, no, it's not necessarily a brown though, but I also can't say it's like a mixture. So yeah, today we're doing the minimal. You know the days when you just have like 2 seconds to do eyeshadow? Yeah. You know, and then we're going to go draw some liner, pop on some lashes, and then we're gonna come back, and then I'm gonna start subbing the tea. Anyway, so I'm wearing the NK lashes. This is like one of my favorite lashes. I've had these lashes for like a year now, almost a year now. So yeah, these are NK lashes in the style Malika. Today we're also going to be testing out a new primer. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. It's a mattifying primer. It's supposed to control shine, minimize your pores, hydrate, feel, and it's supposed to smoothen your skin. So we're going to be trying this out. It actually blends smoothly. It's like, it applies like sunscreen. I feel like it cells that are white, but when you blend smoothly, it will like disappear. So the first question was, how do you perform, or how do you feel under working pressure? Cause this, okay, so for me, how do I perform or work under pressure? There was a particular time in my life that I believed I worked well under pressure, but these days honestly I'm such a planner, so that pressure, I don't necessarily like it. But for me, I feel like it depends on the source of this pressure, because if the pressure is not worth it, then really why do I have to be going through it? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like if it's a pressure from within, for me, especially for me, pressure from within for me to do better, it's what will push me and motivate me to, especially when it comes to creating content. It's gonna push me a lot. But then when it comes to pressure from outside, I feel like it has to be of relevance first. If it's like pressure for me to be like someone, it could motivate me, especially for content creators that I look up to. It could be a motivating factor for me to keep pushing. But then other times I feel like you need to look up the source of this pressure. Is it worth it, friend? Are you struggling to be like someone and you really can't be? I feel like when it comes to such things, it's more about them to motivate you, and once you start feeling demotivated, then that source of pressure is not worth it, sweetie. We're going to be going in with my Milani Conceal Foundation 2-in-1. And the next question, been dating, so this is from a babe. She says, hi, I've been dating a guy for almost a year, but I'm not feeling it anymore. What to do? He's a nice guy. So first of all, I just want to congratulate you. You've been dating someone for a year now. I feel like, especially now, the way things are, especially in Nairobi, I feel like we shall Nairobi ourselves to death, but you've been dating this guy for a year, friends. So first of all, you've been dating him for a year. As much as people say, oh, you know, time isn't necessarily a factor, it is. If you spent a while with someone for that much time, I feel like maybe you shouldn't necessarily just close it off. Although sis says she's not feeling it anymore, so maybe 2 things. One, because I feel like for me, this is what I'll do. These are my 2 cents. For me, if I was dating someone for a year and I'm not feeling it anymore, then I'll try spice things up. Do you know what I mean, babes? I don't know, like if you used to go on regular dates and stuff, maybe go on a hike, babes. Go on a road trip, babes. You know, I don't know, do some crazy shit, do some, you know, risky activities somewhere, you know, to just add a little bit, you know, cumin, black pepper, paprika, and you stir it up, and yeah, you just spice things up a little bit. But if at all you have tried that and it's not working, yeah, or you feel like you're doing all this and you're still feeling like you don't saba well this man's, yeah, saba well, to crave or to desire, that's South African slang, babes. Anyway, and you don't saba well this man's anymore, then you gotta stealth. You gotta stealth. You know how Martin told Gina, stealth.
This is childish. I want you out. I don't even know why you're still here. Step. Step.
You gotta leave. But yeah, because I don't feel like you should be in a situation where you're not feeling the person anymore, and then I feel like if you've tried everything and it's not working, friend, then I feel like you should probably tell him as well. Don't just leave. Don't ghost him as well, friends. Don't ghost him. I feel like have that conversation with him. Tell him, do you know what, babes, I'm not feeling this anymore. So yeah, the next question was hi babes, I'm really tired of school. I'm left with 5 weeks, send help.
So I was just sitting here doing my schoolwork, and I just realized that I am so fucking tired. I'm so tired of this shit.
When I saw that question, I was just like, babes, I feel you. I totally feel you. Let me tell you, I'm left with like a few weeks of school, and honestly, I'm exhausted. And it's funny because I was in my PR class, and I think I remember it was the day it was starting to rain and everything, and the class was dead, friends, like dead, like totally dead. So I remember the lecturer was asking people, you know, what's wrong? Where's the energy today? And then someone at the back just said, actually, we are tired. And the lecturer then said, same. And she ended the lesson early, do you know what I mean? And it gets to a point where you're tired. And let me tell you, I feel like when I was in high school, you know, when we were in high school and people used to tell us how uni, especially for people who had cleared, when they used to come back and used to be like, oh, you know, uni is lit, sijui the freedom, sijui what, and I sit back, you know, and they say how everything is just, you know, raises, like nobody warned us, nobody told us this shit is this hard, and I feel like it was all a lie. It was all a lie.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Yeah, like honestly guys, I am tired of school, friends. I am tired. Okay loves, so for the concealers I went in with my, I would die for this, okay, not necessarily die, but I really like these concealers. First of all, the Illegal Pro concealers are affordable, sweetie. You could do the most with your face, and they're very affordable. They usually retail for between 400 to 500 depending on where you get them, and their consistency and coverage is bomb. So yeah, so I used Fall and STEPHOOO. The next question was, how do you detach yourself from a toxic group of friends and make new ones? Now when it comes to friendship, first of all, I feel like I've said this in my videos where for a long time I always felt like friendships are very much underrated. You open your Insta and it's all these pages talking about, I don't know, how to hold your man down, how to do this, I don't know, 6 steps to keep your girl, and nobody's talking about friendships. And it's like, sweetie, what's up? So I myself have had to cut out some people that honestly they weren't doing justice to me, and yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. First of all, I have to applaud the fact that you have noticed they're toxic, because a lot of the times, guys, we see a lot of things and we just choose to ignore. And I ignored some things for such a long time until it reached a breaking point, and I was like, I'm done. So first of all, shout out to you for noticing that you have some toxic group of friends that you don't necessarily need. So how to get over them, I mean, or how to detach yourself from them, I feel like you first, I feel like this is the main key. You have to detach yourself from them, like distance yourself from them completely. And let me tell you, I'm not gonna lie, you're not gonna feel the best at it, and you're gonna probably feel like a shithead for doing it. But some things, I feel like, just as I'm gonna reference a lot of South African things, they say dala what you must, and that means you do what you gotta do, babes. So I feel like you just necessarily need to have that time alone, and you need to distance yourself from them. And then if you find yourself, so once you distance yourself from them, you're gonna get used to the fact of them not being there. Do you know what I mean? Now when it comes to making new friends, because that was the next thing she said, I hear you, babes. Making new friends, especially, I feel like as you grow older, it's way harder to make new friends. I'm not gonna lie. You know, when you were younger, it was just, do you want to play with me or do you not want to, and you're out. And I feel like sometimes I wish you were that transparent right now. But I know at the beginning of a friendship, you never really know if someone is actually gonna do you dirty or they're actually gonna be nice to you. So I do hear where you're coming from. So I feel like making new friends, it's definitely gonna take a while. But first of all, you have to put yourself out there. You have to be vulnerable. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna meet some shitty ass people, but you're also gonna meet some people who you're gonna be like, what the fuck have you been my entire life? Do you know what I mean? So put yourself out there, meet new people, you know. yeah, that's how I feel like. And I feel like because of social media, exactly, making friends has been made so much easier. You know, you can always slide in someone's DM and then you guys chat, or you reply to their story, or you find something you relate to, and then boom, you guys are friends. So yeah, but I also feel like you should be very careful. As much as I'm telling you, be open to meeting new people, and you're going to allow your vulnerable side there, you also need to be careful, because honestly, not everyone wants the best for you. Another person said, if asked, so I hope I've answered your question, distance yourself from them. And then also, when you distance, you don't have to owe anyone any explanation, sweetie. When you're trying to cut somebody off, you don't need to be telling them, hi, I'm cutting you off, because it's not like everybody would be like, cool. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like you should distance yourself from them. Give yourself some time off. 2, you don't owe them any explanation, because it is for your sake. And 3, put yourself out there, be vulnerable. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, the right and the wrong people will come, but eventually you'll find your bearing. So yeah. The next question was by a babe, and she says, hi, if you don't take the course your parents want, I don't understand what she said about that, because she said sini something pia juni life yangu sini. Okay, I don't understand, but anyway, I'm assuming she's having problem with picking courses for school. First of all, I was in that same situation, and it's funny, but I really thank God that my parents actually were able to what's the word, not necessarily revolve, but like change their mindset about things. But at some point, my dad hoped that I would do engineering, but friends, when I was in Form 2 and we were told to drop physics, you could drop physics, I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Do you know what I mean? And then at some point, my mom was trying to convince me to do pharmacy, and guys, I struggled to finish my own medicine. So I was just like, nah, I can't do this. And then eventually I started thinking about journalism, and yeah, from there it's been a journey, but I'm grateful. So I feel like you should have that conversation with them. I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be a switch like this. Okay, so you wanna do fashion and something easy, go do it. I feel like you need to have that conversation with them. If you have older siblings, I think the better, because at some point they're able to, you know, like chip in here and there, or maybe you have like an older aunt or cousin or uncle or someone who can, you know, talk on your behalf in case it's not working. I'm gonna be setting my face with this translucent, this is the loose finishing powder by Maybelline, Deep Fifth, medium deep, in the shade number 30. And guys, this is the holy grail. This product, I assure you, does not have flashback, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes there are some risky products out here that you just take a picture like this and friend, disaster. Anyway, so the next question was, how do you politely tell a really nice guy you're not feeling him like that? I actually assumptions. So there are 2 approaches to it. I feel like you should throw hints. Like, you could bro everything. He says anything, bro him back to his position, you know. And then if that does, you could probably throw hints here and there, because I feel like some of them can tell, like, Anya, she's not feeling me like that. Do you know what I mean? Because the worst ones are the ones who think everyone hits on them, or everyone, or you know, you get what I'm saying. The ones who feel like everyone should be hitting on them, and it's like, bro, relax. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's not all that. Really, it's not all that. So 1, you could throw hints, bro him to death, or you could, this is like the hardest but the simplest one to do, you could just tell him. You could just be like, listen, I'm not feeling you like that, mate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Next, we're going to be going in with my contour palette. This is the True Complexion contour palette, and we're just gonna set my face as the powder sits. The next question was, sorry, they're really all over the place. How do you get over a toxic relationship and move on? Again, I applaud you for noticing that it is a toxic relationship, especially relationships. Let me tell you, me, the one, okay, mine wasn't necessarily, but it was a situation, yeah, and I was refusing. I was like, no, it's not toxic, it's just different. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like I applaud you, 1, for realizing that it is a toxic relationship, and I hope that you're out of it. Not gonna lie, I've been in such a situationship before, and sweetie, you are at some point, especially if the day is good, not gonna lie, I'm being honest and I'm being open and truthful, you're gonna be like, I mean, we would tolerate this, do you know what I mean? So the first thing I wanted to say even in the when it comes to toxic friendships, ask yourself the main reason why you're remaining there, why you're still choosing to remain there. I mean, sweetie, at some point you already know that it's toxic for you, so ask yourself, what is the main reason? What was the reason? Do you know what I mean? What was the reason of you sticking there? So is it that you're afraid you might not get those benefits somewhere else, or are you just not ready to open up to someone again, or are you afraid of being lonely, or do you just like his shitty ass or her shitty ass personality? Do you know what I mean? So ask yourself the main reason of you wanting to stick around, even despite them showing you their true colors and you are just there like it's fine, it's cool. Do you know what I mean? So first of all, ask yourself, then have to move on again, distance yourself completely from this person, so that, because I feel like if you're still in contact with this person but at the same time you're trying to get over it, sweetie, it ain't gonna work. Do you know what I mean? It's not gonna work. So you have to distance yourself from him, give yourself time to think about it. Again, I also don't feel like, although it is a relationship, she said move on, so you're probably already out of it. So yeah, and again, be open. You're gonna allow yourself to be vulnerable, because I feel like with every hurt comes a lot of lessons. Do you know what I mean? And I do know that at this age you probably may not know what love is, but at least you know what it isn't. Next, loves, we're gonna set my face. It's like my favorite part of doing makeup. We're gonna be setting my face, and we're gonna be using the BESTFRIEND facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. Smells amazing. That is one of them. Like when people ask me about setting sprays, before I even tell you to do it, does what to your makeup, I'm gonna be like, it smells nice, because I'm not gonna lie, babes. There are some setting sprays that smell chinko. So you really be holding your breath before you even spray. So yeah. What do you do if you love someone and you doubt if they love you back? So I don't know in what context she was saying this, but I'm feeling like, I don't know if love is the word, because I feel like when I'm a bit confused, guys. What do you do if you love someone and you doubt if they love you back? Maybe you're in a relationship and you feel like maybe this person doesn't love you anymore. Number one, you could probably first of all understand their love language. I have come to realize actually of late that love language is very important. See, I have a friend who she's in a relationship at the moment, and there was a time she was telling me how worried she was that her man at the time wasn't necessarily telling her that he loves her. And for me, in my head, when she was saying this, I was just like, okay, sawa. But I was at the moment in time, I wasn't seeing the big deal. I was just like, I mean, do you know what I mean? So I feel like there are 5 types of love languages. You know, I don't know all of them, and I don't know if I can remember all of them, but I know there's words of affirmation. Now my friend that I'm telling you guys about is a person for you have to tell her a lot. There are people who show love by gifts. Like, wait, that's how I really like show people I appreciate them and everything. The people who, you know, quality time. What else is there? There's gifts, time, words of affirmation, and 2 others. So I feel like you need to understand their love language, because I feel like for love, you should be able to show love to someone, or you should be able to receive love in a way that you see and you feel. The next one was a girl. She says, I broke up with my ex because he got attracted to a real close friend of mine. Wait, I've just read the next and I'm just like, what? I broke up with my ex because he got attracted to a real close friend of mine, whom I bet had something to do with it. The tea, guys, the tea. None of them knows that I knew this was going on. I'm still friends with my girlfriend, but I can't seem to forget what had happened. She's in a relationship with someone else, not my ex. Should I cut her off or not? So the tea is, she broke up. She was with a boyfriend. He got attracted to the friend. They broke up, and then but they don't know. Also, the mans and the girl don't know that she knows that he was attracted to her or something. I'm still friends with my girlfriend, but I can't seem to forget what had happened. She's in a relationship. Okay, so first of all, I have 2 questions. Did this happen whilst you were okay? It doesn't even matter if it was in whilst or when it was outside the relationship, because of all people, that's something I don't get. Why you had one job, and I don't understand how people, you introduce them and then all of a sudden I feel like, first of all, this is usually not me, but I feel like you should meet the whole squad. make the whole squad take your pics, really. You know, don't be picking someone then end up regretting it. But I feel like it's very shady of him also. I don't know. I know you can't necessarily, actually you can. You might find people attractive, but what do you do once you find it? Do you act on it? Do you know what I mean? So I'm not too sure if he did it within or without, but why would you go for someone's friend? Why? Of all people, they are like one, I don't even know the current population in the world right now, and you decide to go for this person's friend, whether it was in or out. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's a bit of shady. I know everyone's someone's ex at some point, but yeah, should you cut her off is the question. I feel like I would also feel hurt, although I don't know whose fault was it though. She does say that she feels that the girl had something to do with it. There are two ways to it. You could either ignore it, babes, and just call it, or you could probably just ask her, just go and be like, what's up? Although he is your ex, I don't know, do you really want to be going down that path? And the fact that your friend is already in another relationship, I feel like, okay, so now I've come to understand the situation. Maybe I feel like you shouldn't, because she's already in another relationship. Although if she did you dirty, what if she did you dirty? That's the main thing. I feel like you should probably just ask her, because if she's your friend, then I'm sure like you can be able to talk it out well. But I think it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. Don't go blasting her door and be like, yo bitch, what's up? Do you know what I mean? So I feel like you should probably don't cut her off without no reason. So yeah, and if it's something that's fixable, I feel like it can, because I mean, she's your best friend. You don't walk into best friends every day. So yeah. So next we're going to be going in again with my blush palette. This is the Saharan Volume 1 palette, and we're just gonna be doing a little bit of blush. So the look has a little bit of like orange and brown, so we're probably not gonna go to the pink side. But what I usually do using this brush, I just like tap on the orange, dust off the excess, and the pink, you know, just to give me like a nice rosy blush. So there's this one that she told me, and this one really got to me. She said that all her life, this is now when it comes to self-esteem, she said that all her life she's been told that she's not pretty, or she's not pretty enough, and it's really gotten to her. So she's dealing with a lot of self-confidence issues and everything, and I felt really bad. I mean, humans can be so mean. Why do you gotta tell somebody that? Do you know what I mean? And I feel like beauty is relative. Honestly, it's because, have you been in a situation where, especially for us girls, you show your guy, because you gotta get the approval from the squad, you show your girls a guy, and they go like, it is what it is. I mean, if that's your cake, have it. Do you know what I mean? So beauty is very much relative, but I feel like for you to get the same confidence that you need, babes, you need to see it in yourself first. I'm gonna give you a short story. When I was younger, I feel like I'm also gonna insert photos here. I don't even think there's any photo in this world when I was small that I smiled with my teeth, because especially after I got the gap, because I was called all sorts of names. I'm not gonna lie, some kids were just nasty, and I was always being called Mapengo. I was always being called, you know, some nasty ass names. And for a long time, guys, all my pictures were just like, you see how funny this looks. It's like, so, and I remember I begged my mom, I begged Maria, and I was like, please, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do, but please, let's get braces and close this shit up. But I feel like Maria taught me a lesson, and of course she refused, but because it's still there. But it was, if I was gonna close it, it should have been for good reasons, not because I'm not, you know, not because people don't like me in that, you know what I mean? And honestly, if I'm not gonna lie, guys, I actually don't regret not closing it, because I feel like when you're young, especially in your formative years, of course I know it can get to you and everything, but the things people tell you that they don't like, those are the things when you get older, people tend to be like, hi, I really like this, because it's funny. Of course on Twitter there's always someone who has some nasty ass shit to say, but yeah, just block and report. But these days, that's the one thing that people always get to me. It's like, Steph, I really like your smile. And I'm like, thanks. Do you know what I mean? So for you, babes, whatever it is that you find you're not comfortable with in yourself, or you find yourself, that part of yourself that you don't feel like you're attractive enough, you gotta see it in yourself. Why do you think, guys, when I'm doing videos, I stand in this mirror and I'm just like, I just want to be me? Do you know what I mean? I hype the fuck out of myself. So you need to do that, babes. You need to hype yourself up. You need to look into the mirror often, and you have to stop believing, because it makes me feel like you almost believe what they're saying. You know, you have to see the beauty in you first. Otherwise, if you don't see it, then nobody else is gonna see it. So I'm really sorry you had to go through that. those people were just not necessarily the best of people for you to have met in your life at that particular time, especially when you're young. The ghetto. But and first of all, guys, this babes is really pretty. I'm not even fronting. So I feel like you gotta hype yourself more. Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I am that bitch and that's on period. Because who gonna check you? Who gonna check you? So yeah, confidence, you're gonna build it with time, but I feel like you need to do a lot of self-digging and you need to look at yourself more in the mirror. Okay, I don't care what they say, they may call you vain, shallow, whatever, but you see the babes in the mirror and you're like, period. Periana too. So yeah, okay guys, I found the ones I was looking for. So there's this babe who tells me, and it's actually quite a DM. It says, hey STEPHOOO, hey babes, we're just gonna keep adding blush, like we don't have enough blush. But anyway, she says, hey STEPHOOO, so this just happened to me recently. I started talking to this guy sometime last year, but we hadn't met at all. Then we later on came to meet this year. Now I don't know what the heck I did wrong, because at the moment I'm young relationship. Friend, you really just do nimekula blue ticks and this babe straight up said nimekula blue ticks and grey ticks all together. Baby girl, let me tell you, I see clown full time and it's not cute. Am I too much to handle though? I don't think so. Amidst all this, there were red flags, but clown in her full glory, she actually typed it out as I said, decided to ignore. I think it must have been something I said that probably hurt his ego. That man has ego, sijui umefika wapi. Sweetie, I know. Especially when it comes to mans, you bruise their masculinity or their ego like this and it's downhill from there, babes. The sky is the limit is an understatement. And then pale was up, he posted status that kinda relates with what happened between us. Nifunze kunyamaza. I don't reply to them though, but now the problem is trying to get over someone who you've never even dated in the first place. Help a sister out. It's like a long one, but see, we laugh together. Okay, babes. First of all, I'm looking for another one. There's another one I was sent for. Ooh, where is it? Okay, so first of all, let's answer through that one. So for that, babes, I don't know why he's cool shining blue ticks and grey ticks. Let me tell you, sometimes men are just hard to understand. I'm not even gonna lie. Actually, we need to be highlighting my face. We're gonna be using Zara and Lila to highlight. Why he's cool shining blue ticks, I don't know. And then the funny thing, the fact that he's putting things on his status that relates to him. You've gotten to him. You have gotten to him, babes. I feel like you have most definitely gotten to him. Yeah, also I feel like that's kidogo petty. I mean, he could probably just talk to you, you know. He grown. So I don't know why he's showing you blue ticks. It's not, I don't think you're too much to handle, and that's another thing. I feel like once you know your value and once you know what you want and what you don't want, people tend to confuse that for, oh, she's too much to handle. It's just you can't handle her, and that's on period. It's not rocket science there, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know why he's giving you blue ticks, babes. I think it also depends on the type of thing you two had going on. I'm not too sure about how it was going down, but if you two are in a talking, okay, he said unakula blue tick, so you guys are not necessarily talking, maybe you can be done to break the silence. Getting over someone you didn't date is very confusing, because you don't necessarily know, am I even allowed to be crying? Am I even allowed to be this mad at someone? Do you know what I mean? So I feel like, for me, I would strongly advise against it, but I feel like, I don't know, I don't necessarily that into him, babes, because if you're not that into him, then you go keep it pushing, sweetie. You keep it pushing, you stealth out of that place. But if you still are into him, then maybe you'd want to get closure. I don't know, maybe you'd want to hear, maybe there's actually something. But if you do believe in your guts that you didn't do anything, then sweetie, I don't feel like you should go and almost confront him or ask him, you know, wagwan. But I mean, yeah. So for the lips, I went ahead and I used the Colourpop Cosmetics matte lippy in the shade Limbo, and then I went with crayons and ink. Sorry, I had lipstick on my teeth. Crayons and ink lippy in the shade Honey. I threw a gloss on top. As I said, this is like one of my favorite combinations. So yeah, first of all, the DM starts like, hey friend. So hi friend. So she said, so mine is just a relationship problem. Yani mimi, I'm just a clown. I like how people these days are just, you know, acceptance of the things we have been doing, and there's nothing wrong with that. That ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. So I'm just a clown, I'm seeing things na siwezi acha huyu kijana. Okay, so apparently guys, I've just seen the rest of the DM and I'm just like, apparently my boyfriend slept with my best friend.
Hey! I hear me to me, but me.
I wish you knew how much I trusted these two. Yani, I can't. Yani, I used to leave them in my boyfriend's place while I let you pamoja ati nothing will happen.
Ha! Apostle, we hear of this.
Let's just continue before I even react. How much I trusted them. I used to leave them in my boyfriend's place while I let you pamoja ati nothing will happen. Huh? Look at me lying to myself. So in August, my best friend broke the news to me because I think they had an issue, her and my boyfriend. Mimi hata sikuri. So in August, my best friend broke the news to me because I think they had an issue. Mimi hata sikuri react. You can now see the clown in me, baby girl. The makeup, the shoes, don't forget the nose, the outfits. Call Disney is a circus. What? Mimi hata sikureact, you can now see the clown in me. Kwanza wait, when I asked my boyfriend about this, he wanted to deny. At least akakubali tu. At least. Oh, she said at last akakubali tu. We talked and the next day we smashed. Ona ujinga hata baada ya kuambiwa kile alifanya. I didn't break up with him, but my bestie and I parted ways. I wasn't comfortable with my bestie and I parted ways. I wasn't comfortable with that. Nikaona mbona nasamehea my boyfriend and I can't forgive my best friend. Now this is my godly part speaking. I just forgive her, but it just hurts so much having them both in my life, yet I know what they did. I trusted them so much na najiona mjinga tu. So till now I'm not okay, nasikia tu vibaya and I don't know what to do. I understand that people are not perfect. I'm also not perfect, but I love this guy STEPHOOO so much and I think he just takes advantage of that. Mimi ananikataza kukuwa rafiki ya ex wangu, by the way. Na yeye ndio anataka kukuwa rafiki ya ex wake. Now what is this? My friends have tried talking to me and I just can't leave this guy. Nimeshinda kumwacha STEPHOOO. Moment of silence because that is a lot. First of all, it's not even about trust here. It's about situation. I don't even understand at what situation was this that you had to leave your babes there, friend. It's not even about trust. I'm wondering what was the situation? What was the reason? Kwani when she was coming, where she was coming from, she didn't know she was about to go back. I'll be like, baby girl, you gotta stealth. You gotta bounce. Do you know what I mean? I can't. And then the second part when you say that she told you the news because she had an issue with your man. Baby girl. So if everything was smooth, they would have just continued, you know, doing their thing. And what do you mean issue? Kwani, who is dating who now? I'm even confused. It now looks like you are on the sidelines and they are dating and she's coming to you for advice about your man. Fred. I don't think you have a heart. You have a twist. You have a big twist. Your heart is because of this room. For me, I just don't know. Okay, I might forgive her, but would I want her back in my life? First of all, this man is just shady as hell. So I would probably forgive and forget that I forgave them and then be like, this is out of my life, honestly. That's just that. So the fact that you're feeling bad about it means then you need to do some thinking, babes. I mean, you forgave them and I feel like you have a big twist to actually do that, friend, because I can't. And then second of all, the fact that you have them both, so them having, it's like everything is back to normal. Can't be, babes. I personally think you need to leave that relationship and you need to leave the friendship. For the friendship, at some point you parted ways with her. You could do it again, babes. Call it quits and be like, no, because I'm not getting why. Fine, you forgive someone, but then she's back in your life and you're still feeling something bad about it. You're still feeling as if I'm sorry. For me, I just can't. For me, I feel like for the friend, you need to cut her out completely. Like this one, it just goes to be like deuces. And then for this man is toxic, man. This man is toxic, and it makes me really question and wonder the reason for you wanting to still stay there. Of which I'm not judging you, babes, because I've been in that situation where you know this person is toxic for you, but the thing, guy, or whatever reason it is that could be keeping you there. You know, as I said earlier, is it the benefits you're getting from it? Are you not ready to move on and meet other new people? Are you afraid of being lonely? You just love their shitty personality, do you know what I mean? So I feel like you need to dig down deeper. For the friend who said cut her out, she gotta go. Second of all, for these mans, I feel like you also need to distance yourself from him. Stop seeing him every time, baby girl. And I feel like one thing I feel like for me would make me feel better I would tell them that I don't feel happy about any of this. Of course I wouldn't do it. I don't even think it would be a telling me. I would just show. I'd be like, I'm done. Because that is some nasty ass shit. So babes, I feel like you need to ask yourself why you're still staying there. Because I feel like there is more to it than just that. They crossed that line, that's my threshold, I'm done, I can't take it no more. But you decided to forgive them, and wow. But I feel like ask yourself, one, why you're still staying there. For the friend, cut off. For the guy, ask yourself why you're still staying there. And for both of them, babes, this is gonna be the hardest decision, I know, because now they're at a point in your life where they're almost like, you know, they're really there. You need to distance yourself from them slowly. I don't think you can cut, especially this month, out completely, but I feel like you need to distance yourself completely from these two people, because guy, and I'm not gonna lie, babes, you're gonna meet so many other people. You're gonna meet so many other bomb friends who are going to, you know, make your heart blissful and everything. So yeah, babes, we have come to the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe. I feel like we should definitely do a part 2 of this. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my Ask for a Friend segment. #AskStephOO. And I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Until next time, guys. Bye.